Why is there a harbor seal walking around the office?
Oh, that's our new CEO.
Come again?
Well, apparently they didn't order through EasyCater for the board meeting, and when the food didn't arrive, they kind of lost focus. Next thing you know?
We have a seal as our CEO. Did I say something wrong?
No, she just wants a mackerel. Here you go.
Bad ideas happen when there's no food for the meeting. So make sure it's on time and as ordered from more than 80,000 restaurants. How? EasyCater.
Thank you. I just got promoted.
Order 24/7 on EasyCater.com.
Sports bettors, are you ready? Are you ready for a faster way to win? When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards. Experience this premium sportsbook for yourself and sign up with code BETSWEATS, BETSWEATS, to get $100 in free bets when you deposit $20. Must be present in New Jersey, Indiana, Iowa, or Illinois. Must be 21 or older. Additional T's and C's apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER if in New Jersey and Illinois, 1-800-9-WITH-IT if in Indiana, 1-800-BETS-OFF if in Iowa.
Mitchell launching from deep. The three falls and a 7-0 start for Baylor right out of the gates in the national title game. 8 to shoot, Mitchell to work. Baylor fans chanting BU as Mitchell drives in and lays it off the window. 84-65. Davion Mitchell, patience, finish. Patterson will put the brakes on and dribble this one out. And the Baylor Bears do indeed bear down to knock off the unbeaten Gonzaga Bulldogs and claim the school's first men's basketball championship and just the second men's basketball title in the history of the state of Texas. Baylor 86, Gonzaga 70. Wire-to-wire winner for the Baylor Bears, national champions in 2021.
There you go. Last night, national championship finally decided as the Baylor Bears, they take care of business against Gonzaga. Gonzaga's undefeated season ruined.
Wasn't that close.
Wasn't that close. Wasn't that close. But it comes to an end. Who got Jim Nance's tie, Robbie?
Ooh, it was the guy Jared Butler. He was the most outstanding player in the tournament. That they gave it to him.
There you go.
Jim Nance doing his trek. He's probably on his way to Augusta right now as we speak.
Yep. Starts on Thursday.
Boy, that's how you.
But I think does he only do the week? Does he do weekday?
I think the CBS coverage starts on Saturday, but I think he does the ESPN calls. Thursday.
Keep
Friday.
in mind. I think NBC owns Golf Channel, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but ESPN
has the early coverage, but a lot of times they'll use the same announcer.
Yeah, Nance and Lundqvist usually make appearances those first two rounds.
But I would say this is that the Masters is the only and they do it a little different now. It's the only major where you can only either watch it online on their website or 3:00 on TV. It starts at 3. All the other majors you can see early round coverage.
By the way, Tobin, you've been on Heat Weekly several times. You've been on the Heat post game.
He's on it every week.
Every week. I think Tommy Ty, he has great Masters stories. We should get him on our show.
That's we can do that. You know who's super into the Masters yesterday was Andre Iguodala. That dude loves golf.
Really?
Oh my God. Loves it. Loves golf.
I tell you why athletes love golf. And you're gonna. Some people think this is weird, but when you spend your whole life in a team environment, that is about the team, and no matter how great you are, you can only go as far as your teammates will allow you. You know, LeBron's gone to finals and didn't have good players around him and have lost, right? Shaq. You look at Dwight Howard when he brought Orlando to the finals. Nobody around him. But golf is a youth sport. And when you play a team sport your whole life, it feels good to be in an environment when your success or failure only depends on you.
You've golfed with a lot of athletes. Best basketball player golfer that you've played with or seen golf. Because Andre Iguodala, that's a big golfer. 6'8", wingspan.
I
Probably
would say
big clubs.
Eddie Jones, he's pretty good. Ray Allen's pretty good, but like, keep in mind these guys started later on in life when they had nothing but time.
Right.
And golf is a little bit different in that guys who don't tend to have a lot of injuries or get hurt tend to be able to learn it and practice it at a different level than guys who've played, a sport where you get banged up a little bit. So I would say those two guys. But there's a lot of guys who can play. Not on the level like it. The one thing that I learned,
I'm not looking for like a guy who would think like, not like a Romo who they think is like, oh, he could maybe do some tour stuff. I'd just be like, who's decent.
We had a kicker who used to win all of the events, Al Del Greco, right? He was Tony Romo back in the day. That he was the best golfer, and he, would get these invites, and nobody's ever close. And they'll tell you themselves, that's a different level. That's a different that to be like scratch golfer at your country club, and to think you can go play with those pros, it would be the equivalent to LeBron playing against high school LeBron.
Man,
like it's that much of a difference.
Let's give you a chance to win some of Leroy's loot right here. Your word this hour, text social to 72881. Social to 72881. You can win $1,000. SOCIAL. Social. Text that to 72881. It's a national contest. Message and data rates may apply. It's sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call them up at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Robbie, let's get to some headlines if you're not worried about getting caught by the police.
The Ticket is the home of every Miami Heat game.
Rebound, Achua put back inside. Oh, precious move there by Achua.
WAXY South Miami and WSFS HD2 Miramar. An Odyssey station.
It does sound like the Sonic music. Holy crap. It's brought to you by the Ryan Field.
I saw, did you see the other day, Robbie? Because Jazz Chisholm dyed his hair to blue.
Yes.
And did you see the Marlins tweeted out, gonna tell my kids this was Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh, of course I didn't see that because I don't have Twitter, but that does sound funny.
Yeah, sure you don't.
Yeah, sure you don't, Robbie.
Yeah, sure you don't.
This headline is brought to you by the Ryan Fields of downstairs convenience stores. Truly steps beyond convenience. So, gentlemen, in your time, what's the biggest tease? What is the biggest tease known to man?
Biggest tease known to man? I mean, I don't think I could talk about
we can tell you don't have a relationship.
Well,
holy smokes.
I got teased because watching the ESPN and I see on Get Up, I see
sports tease.
No, it is. I was getting. I mean, this
obviously that's what he meant.
Yeah, of course, guys. Guys, come on, get that out of the gutter, guys. But
man, sorry, man.
But I see on ESPN like brand new mock draft, like no, or Todd McShay new mock draft, and I go and guess who just dropped a mock draft?
Who?
Mike Tannenbaum. I was like, what?
Oh, what?
What a letdown.
Robbie, in the next couple of days, they're all coming out with a mock draft now that the Jets traded Sam Darnold.
Dude, if Mike Tannenbaum can come up with a mock draft, anybody can do a mock draft. And, like, what are we talking about here? J-Fig's dog could come out with a mock draft if Mike Tannenbaum can come up with a mock draft.
Really?
Get the hell out of here.
He's actually staring at me right now. You heard his name.
So somebody did ask us, they said they're a fan of the show. Who do you guys have if Pitts and Chase are off the board at 6? Who do you want?
I mean, I guess you got to go. I would rather have Devontae Smith than Waddle. But I'm going to be careful with this because I think whoever ends up with Waddle, he's getting the third place in this but that's only because he was hurt, and we saw the other two guys play more recent.
Robbie, did you get hyped seeing the Penei Sewell workout video?
I did kind of get hyped. I mean, I'm not a sucker for hype videos, but that one got me a little bit.
You can't do it. That guy's done nothing wrong, and he's dropping like hotcakes.
He did see to the bench.
I don't know about you, but J-Fig, the look on J-Fig's dog's face says to me that tackle at 6. Row you.
He's eyeing my Cheerios right now.
Cheerios? Who is Cheerios?
You know,
Me.
I go back, seeing J-Fig snuggle with that dog, it makes me think back to my weekend getting to be next to the kangaroos. And I got to say, why can't we have them as pets? They're so adorable. And, you know, they're not that big.
You're back on this thing?
Yeah, and you know what I was thinking about?
You know why? Because they stand up on their tail and they kick you in the junk.
Dude,
That can't be fun.
Well, not if it was
You know
my
what
kangaroo.
I picture Tobin having a kangaroo, and he's in the backyard playing, and one day he hears, "Daddy, look!" And little Tommy's in the pouch.
Oh my God, that would be so cute.
It'd be awesome.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah,
Yes,
it'd be
it
awesome.
would.
How much could a kangaroo possibly go for? Like, because we know it from Joe Exotic. We know a kangaroo went for $5,000. We know a tiger went for $5,000. Kangaroo's got to be like $400.
What?
Yeah, I feel like a kangaroo I get for
What does a kangaroo
$400.
eat?
No, you can't.
It eats. It's very simple diet. Eats veggies, grass, things like that. You know, and it likes to lay about a lot. It rests a lot. You know, it's not always
Lay
hopping about.
about.
Yeah.
You think with your kids that kangaroo gonna be able to lay about? Have you? Dude, you send me videos of kangaroo fights. They don't seem that damn friendly.
Yeah, but those are wild kangaroos. I'm talking about domesticated kangaroos. It basically be like a cat.
There is no such thing as domesticated animal. That's what got dude ate by the black leopard.
No, this dude, they're vegetarians. Like, how bad could it be?
Hold on. The guy who paid $150 to go and pet the mountain lion or the black tiger or whatever he had that got his arm eaten off, he was thinking like you. Oh, it's been domesticated. What about Siegfried and Roy? They train tigers, and one got his face eaten off.
Dade South Coast kangaroo.
Somebody said, nah, Australia got buy two, get one free.
Yeah, dude, there were so many kangaroos. Are you telling me I couldn't take one of these kangaroos?
Said get a wallaby. There are many kangaroos.
I saw a wallaby. But you want to know something?
What?
I saw a wallaby because they had a wallaby. He was very confused, this wallaby. I went to the Brevard Zoo this week for those who missed it. And the Brevard Zoo has a walkabout kangaroo exhibit where you get to basically walk amongst the kangaroos. It's awesome. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done at a zoo. But they have a wallaby in there, and I think the wallaby's confused. I think he thinks he's a kangaroo, but really he's just a bum-ass roo. Like, you know, discount store version.
Oh, here we go. The cost of kangaroos as pets, although news report didn't say how much the family paid for their 3 marsupials. Male kangaroos usually cost around $2,000, and females go up for $3,000. You know why?
Why?
Another $1,000 for the pouch.
That's true. For rides. But you can make that money back for kangaroo rides in the neighborhood, right? Like, if you figure if I charge if I have a kangaroo, if I have a kangaroo and it gives rides in my neighborhood, I probably could charge like $100.
That's not
rides in
animal
the neighborhood.
You can't pimp out your kangaroo, dude.
Not pimping out.
Is that abuse at one point?
You can't make them. It's not like a horse.
Why not? It's basically the horse of Australia.
Somebody said get a possum. It's a marsupial.
Walk around Publix.
No, dude, you really think you and your family will survive with a kangaroo in your backyard?
Yeah, I think they look very low maintenance.
First of all, he'd end up hosing down all your dogs because dogs are curious. So say goodbye to little Sunny Bunny.
No, Sunny Bunny's gonna be fine. Sunny Bunny's as sweet as it comes.
They're gonna be best friends.
Yeah, it'll be Sunny and Roo, the best of friends.
I'm telling you, the term wild animal means nothing to you.
Well, I'm not going to get a wild. I'm going to buy a baby kangaroo. I'm going to raise it as my own. Do I need a license for this?
I can see Tobin walking.
That Dancing with Wolves thing doesn't work.
Robin, do I need a license to own a kangaroo in Florida? Because I know there's people in Jupiter that have kangaroos.
What
Well, there
about
was
the damn kangaroo hopping down the street in South Florida one
Yeah,
day?
did that guy get in trouble who owned the kangaroo? Like, did he
Of course.
Did
The
they take his
same guy
kangaroo
who
away?
had- what was the guy? They had a couple of loose mountain lions or something. Yeah, man, no.
Didn't Tyrone Spong have a cougar?
Tyrone Spong has a ton of animals, and he's fine. But he did have a cougar, yes.
Really? So you see him do it, you think, oh, I want one.
Well, I mean,
I'd be interested here.
Tyrone Spong is he's legitimately from like the rainforest. So
a bunch of men always get together and have bro-man conversations, and they always talk about what they're going to do, what they're going to get, where they're going to go, right? But there's one aspect we're failing to mention in this. You think Mrs. Tobin is down with the kangaroo?
I think she would be. I think she would be. I think I could convince her because she doesn't like little critters. Like she doesn't like hedgehogs or hamsters.
But
or
a
rats.
kangaroo that could stand back and kick the crap out of you. That's what I want.
That's not gonna happen though, dude. We're gonna be
Really?
I'm gonna train the kangaroo.
You're gonna train him. Now
Yeah.
you're an animal trainer.
But the hedgehog's having sex.
Get it? Get it?
He trains his iguanas. It'll be just the same thing.
Somebody said Tobin's second wife is a cougar.
Oh my God.
Bobby, can you text Tyrone Spong and see if he could find us if he's ever tried to own a kangaroo?
Oh, I'll text him. I'll reach
Dude, they're vicious. Just look. Don't believe me. You guys just YouTube kangaroos, and the first thing they show you is them kicking the crap out of somebody trying to be their friend.
David Allen says Tobin's going to name the kangaroo Pat Rooley.
Point for Twitcher.
Man, are you serious?
By the way,
Somebody says Texter writes in one kick and you're done for. What if I put little mittens on him though? So he doesn't have claws. He's got little roo mittens.
You can't put mittens on his feet. He don't put. Look, here's the funny thing about people. They want to put the gloves on the kangaroo and box the kangaroo. So you go up to spar with the kangaroo, and he raises back on his legs and kicks you. And you're like, those gloves didn't mean anything. You gonna put gloves on his feet?
Yeah, little mittens.
Oh, Leroy, you gotta prepare. You gotta watch out for the head kick though. The kangaroo.
That's right.
No, not me, because I understand the basic concept of wild animal, and I'm not gonna be a kangaroo Kawhi. If you can defend a kangaroo, you can defend Ben Simmons.
We're back after this. 15 minutes of heat here for you on 790 The Ticket. Your Miami Heat back in action tonight at the still American Airlines Arena for now. You guys can catch that game, of course, right here on 790 The Ticket. We will have coverage for you here on 790 at 6:45. Jonathan Zaslow, Tommy Tighe, they will get you set for all the action from Bayside, and then we'll get you ready for Heat and Grizz, and of course 8 o'clock tip-off tonight. So catch that here on your home for the Heat, and of course you can listen to that game on the Odyssey app. Go check that out, AUDACY Odyssey. Of course, that is our new brand, so go check it out there. You can, of course, listen to our podcast there. Look up Tobin and Leroy, subscribe. You get 4 episodes every single day. And you can use the Odyssey app rewind feature. Go back and listen to us at any point of today's program. And we hope you guys are subscribing to us on Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/790 The Ticket. As Twitch has been on fire today. I will give credit. I know that's going to make the texters upset, but the Twitch chat has been, as the kids say, lit today. So go check that out. Twitch.tv/790 The Ticket. I'm looking forward to tonight's game. Hopefully he can keep their winning streak going, as they have won 4 straight. Keep it going. Memphis, they owe one to Memphis for sure after the way the last game went, where they lost late. No Justice Winslow tonight, and we have decided we're now just going to do a hey, Justice Winslow is playing alert rather than not playing alert, because he doesn't play a lot of basketball. He did play in the last Heat game and did a really good job defensively. As you know, when he's healthy, he is a very, very good defender, but it's just not very often. Tough.
That's crazy, man. He has played 6 years, and he's barely played half of that.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild. So, yeah, we'll have that going for you tonight. The Miami Heat right now, I'll give you an update on the standings. Currently sit 26, 20, and 24. That puts them at the 5 seed for I don't know what determines the tiebreaker is why they have the Atlanta Hawks above them. I don't know what the head-to-head is this year, Robbie. I feel like it's split between these two. I don't feel like the Hawks have swept the Heat this year.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong about that.
They split the 2 home games at home down here at the American Athletic
Conference record.
I remember I was there for that game where Trae Young hit those dumb 30-foot shots after he had just a terrible game the entire time. He just threw some shots out of his butt, and that beat the Miami Heat. Very frustrating loss for sure. The Grizzlies are 24 and 23 right now. They sit in the 8th spot for the Western Conference. So should be a fun game tonight. And a fun week, although it does lose a little bit of luster, obviously, with the health status of the Lakers, which would have been really, really cool if we would have had that game. That's a game where I gear up for, Leroy. If you got the Lakers coming into town, you can feel a little extra froggy coming on a Friday. Now, look, we may be in the midst of a 6-game win streak by then, so I'll still feel froggy on a Friday and still come in sans pants.
To answer your question, I would have still not watched if those two guys are playing.
Get out of here. You're not going to watch a team petty of them all if LeBron was in action?
Nope. They're wearing the wax.
I'm silly. You're only hurting yourself.
I got to make a stand. You wear the whack, my screen goes black.
-1.
That was horrible.
-1.
What are you, Robbie?
Why, that wasn't good. No good?
For Sass. For asking again.
-1.
They're also wearing the wax on Sunday night against the Blazers. But that's
Stop calling them
So that's
the
what
wax.
you call them, the wax.
That's what that's what NBA uniform is. It's not their standard uniform. It's the wax. It's getting out of control.
Twitcher writes in, I am Saga. Can we please talk about the Kauai Beach whale hunt tweet from last night? So we talked about it basically all of the 8 o'clock hours, Saga. So I'd say, hit the Odyssey app and roll on back. But yeah, it was mentioned that the Heat kept their flexibility at the trade deadline. Riley goes big game hunting, and if things are a disaster for the LA Clippers in the playoffs, like they were last year, which I actually like. I'm not gonna lie, I do like. I like reading the tea leaves. I do like seeing, what did this guy say about that? What did that guy say in the postgame? Like, who's probably doing this also? Lakers fans, when they see a broken Steph Curry after their latest loss, he's like, very frustrating. If I was a Lakers fan, I would fan the flames to the Brian Windhorst erroneous rumors that LeBron is trying to recruit Steph Curry, which would never happen because those two have had silent beef for a long time. But now we can turn our attention, instead of Steph, to Kawhi.
Oh, you had a chance with Steph?
Well, listen, if he is gonna go somewhere, are you gonna go play with LeBron James, or are you gonna go somewhere new, somewhere beautiful, somewhere that's your own in the Eastern Conference, where you could be the second best shooter on the Heat. A lot of pressure Duncan Robinson would take off of him.
You still think Duncan's a better shooter than Steph?
Yeah, very thirsty. This is my last.
Oh, damn!
Kind of sound like you had that one planned out.
Can't wait. Waiting for that. Waiting for the Amazon. I'm just gonna sit on my stoop, waiting for the Amazon man.
I don't know. But in your area, they can deliver up to 10 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, we'll take. You guys can text in 786-360. 0790. Text on the ticket, driven by Kendall Toyota and West Kendall Toyota. Texter writes in, Odyssey app, so much better and smoother. That's what I made sure they said. I said, when you guys are going to Odyssey, I said, make it better, smoother. Like a whiskey.
Really?
Oh, speaking of whiskey.
Oh, boy.
This is nothing, because it made me think of Conor McGregor. Guess who's going to Jacksonville, boys?
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Yep. Got the word yesterday from the old UFC. Bloop, bloop, bloop. You're in. So your boy is heading up to Duval County for a little fight night coming up for Masvidal Usman 2.
Are you driving up the day of and back after?
No, I think I'm going to drive up. I think I'm going to drive up on press conference day to see the press conference.
I was about to say it'll only take like 2 hours to get there from where you live.
Yeah, it's just a little hop skip. I can sleep in my bed, Robbie. I don't have to. I don't have
So
to
you
worry
going
about it.
on? So you going on Friday?
No, I'm going on Thursday, but I'll still do the show. I'll just
Oh,
fire up
you
the old
gotta
Wi-Fi.
you gotta get a question in.
Oh, of course. Hey, George. Just want to wonder, are you gonna hit him with the knee?
With the 2-piece?
I can't wait. I'm excited for that now. Business picked up. When I got that email
dog.
yesterday, I was like, whoo. End of the month. It's coming up so soon. Can't wait.
April 24th.
I mean,
You're gonna get the
this
V?
is the first time. This is the first time you won, and I basically was very nice with my weight.
You went in extra. I did not press. I didn't ask for odds. You just like,
Right? No, I know.
I'll even give you 2. I'm like,
It would, the odds would have probably been 1.5, right? Or a half. It's hard. Yeah. Like, I'm not good at that. So I was off.
Stolen McRib says, damn, power move by Tobin. Celsius box stand.
Yeah, he got me.
Amazon Prime.
Silly Saw 778, which is a great Twitch name, says if Ben Askren is there, you should ask him a question. Ben Askren's fights the week before. He's fighting Jake Paul, so we'll know whether or not Jake Paul was able to knock out Ben Askren or not.
Who's Leroy?
So do you think Jake Paul has a chance?
Dude, I have no feel for this fight.
Because it's just boxing.
I have no feel for this fight.
Yeah,
I know when I've watched Ben Askren punch, I've been like, that guy's not good at punching.
But here's the deal. I would say when you limit an MMA fighter to one skill, they're usually never experts at that one skill. And the only thing that Jake Paul has done is box. So
Right.
he has to have an advantage.
But counterpoint to that would be Leroy. He's only boxed against a YouTuber and Nate Robinson. Sure, he's sparred with some people, but when the bright lights are on, he's fought a slam dunk champion and a YouTuber.
Is that any different than what Ben Askren is?
Ben Askren survived a fight with Robbie Lawler. Like, I would just say, like, I don't feel like he's going to be intimidated by taking on Jake Paul. You know what I mean?
No, like, I'm not saying either guy's going to be intimidated, but I'm talking about as far as advantage with the skill of boxing.
I don't know. This is one of those fights where I feel like I feel like if I'm predicting, it's like there's no science to this because I've never seen Ben Askren box and I've only seen Jake Paul box against non-boxers. So
right.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I know I'm going to tune in and I'm going to enjoy the show and see what happens, but I really don't have a feel for it. I know people, listen, a lot of boxers, we talked to Zab Judah. Zab Judah said, I think he's pretty nice. I think he's had a lot of people in the boxing community say, look, for what he is, he's not bad. He's not bad. I don't know if that's just because they hate the mixed martial arts community so much and they want to see them just get embarrassed or what it is. But there's a lot more positivity around Jake Paul from the boxing community, other than like Canelo, than there is from the mixed martial arts community, which really looks down upon it. Because, believe it or not, the MMA fan a little bit more highbrow than the boxing fan. They're very they look down upon you. They'll call you a cash.
That's fine. That's fine. But again, it usually boils down to who is more skilled at what they're doing. I can't say that Ben Askren is a more skilled boxer than Jake Paul.
Yeah, I guess he's not. He has more accolades as a fighter and has been in a closed and caged
he's a fighter
with much scarier opponents than Jake Paul has.
A multi-skilled fighter.
A takedowner.
Right, exactly. And you're also taking a guy who is best on the ground. So, I mean, he ain't never been in a situation where he wants to trade blows.
We'll take a quick break. 786-360-0790. How you text us. We're back with more for this.
Slim, M, wrong Riley been hustling, trying to side and trade something. Ain't no telling what he'll do for free agents. Giannis gon' be in Miami when the Dawn drop his rings on the table. That 2006. When Bob been fishing, best believe he catch them whales. Lillard! That big ol' ride, that's why he always catch them whales. These championships don't happen without Pat Riley. Well, you don't believe, then go at that boy LeBron James. Some type of whale, we gon' get some type of whale. Well, if there's no space, Ellisburg, find another way. Kawhi Leonard. Some type of whale, we gon' get some type of whale. If there's no space, Ellisburg, find another way. Lillard. Some type of whale, we gon' get some.
I think when this first put this song together, I think that Slim made it for KD. Thinking back to when this was actually put, but then we just edited it for all types of whales. That's just how it went forth. You guys can text the show at 786-360-0790. Texter writes in, bro, this guy's off to a great start. You guys sound like casuals, LOL. That's what I talk about, Leroy. The MMA highbrow. I guarantee you that Ben has more training in boxing than Jake Paul does. You think he's only ever trained for wrestling and grappling? Talk about being clueless. And he also adds another LOL. 2 LOLs.
But I will say this is that when you think of a guy who wants to spend all of his time on the ground, there's a reason why he wants it that way.
Right. And he said in interviews as much that he's not a very good boxer. He's just counting on that Jake Paul also sucks, which, by the way, is a fine strategy to have because Jake Paul may not be very good. I'll tell you what else Jake Paul is very good at. Bleep talking and hype. That's what his game is. That's why I find it hilarious when Dana White bites into I'm going to bet $1 million that he loses because I'll put it like this. You know how in basketball, you know when the coach can sometimes pick your opponent to shoot the tech? Like he has the ability to pick anybody that he wants. If you had to have a person for the honor of mixed martial arts take on a non-boxer celebrity boxer, and they could pick anybody in mixed martial arts to fight to just say, I beat a former UFC fighter, it would be Ben Askren. He's the guy they would pick.
Right.
Not
He's the guy with the least amount of boxing skill.
Right.
In MMA.
He is the guy they would pick. But I get the guy's point. He's trained with Tyron Woodley, and he's trained with Duke Rufus, and he's trained with all these great guys, and he's been in there with Robbie Lawler, and he's lasted 5 seconds with Jorge Masvidal, and he's won championships over at One Championship and Bellator, and all that's great. But if there was one person for the honor of the UFC that the celebrity boxer would love to pick just to say, I beat a UFC fighter, that's the guy you would want. That's the guy you would want to take on and say, that's the least scary guy I could take on in a boxing ring. So we'll see. That's why I say, I don't know, because I don't know what Ben Askren's bringing to the table. I think he's going to win. I'm not, if I had to pick, I'll pick Ben Askren, but I don't feel great about it. I don't feel fantastic.
There's too many unknowns to say one favors the other, but the one thing we can say definitively is that Ben Askren is not a boxer.
Right. And also, sir, and also Texter, I want an apology for calling me a casual because I dropped a Duke Rufus on your ass. Apologize to me.
And when you have a guy that's all he has to worry about and all he has to train for is boxing, I just wonder how good of a boxer do you need to beat a guy who is not known as a boxer at all.
But here's the thing. The other thing is there's another element to this that's just not punching.
He's still a pro. He's a professional
he's a professional fighter, and he's going to know how to avoid getting, like, one thing is everybody knows that he sucks at fighting, and he's beaten guys who are very scary strikers before. He does have an element where he's been able to defend at some points, and Jake Paul just literally took on 2 guys who went like this into his fist, like head up, chin up, and hit me with, like, we remember the Nate Robinson fight, right? Like, we all remember him dead on the ground. But do you remember watching him fight? What that looked like? it was waiting for disaster.
Right.
It was waiting for disaster. Anyway, another.
Oh, there's a feint from Jake.
Caught him. Oh my God! Lord have mercy! Oh Jesus! Oh Lord!
Snoop, talk about dropping it
Precious
like it's
Lord,
hot,
take my hand.
Holy got up!
Lead me on. Let me stand.
Wow, nothing funny about what's happening with Nate Robinson, but Snoop Dogg is singing the hymns. He's trying to get.
Oh Lord!
Mamma Mia, the problem child, proving to be a big problem for Nate Robinson.
Wow.
I think the funniest part is they're going on with the broadcast and Snoop is singing hymns.
Yep.
Like he never stopped and they never stopped.
Talk about
it's just in the
like
background. Yeah.
Texter writes in, Toe went 5 in a row tonight. I think so, man. What do you think I'm going to pick against the Heat? I don't do that.
5-point favorites.
I'm looking, but I want what are they, Robbie?
5-point favorites.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. They're rolling right now. But yeah, I feel like revenge game tonight. I remember the last time these guys played an ugly game. I mean, oof. Now, second night of a back-to-back, I believe.
The Heat the worst.
Now, you know,
the Heat have had 2 days.
They're not going to be looking ahead. They're not going to be looking ahead to the Lakers. Like we know that.
Silly sauce. It can't be a revenge game if he doesn't play. He's not playing.
No, it's not a Winslow revenge game. It's a Heat revenge game because they lost. So they're looking to get revenge against the Grizzlies. The Heat had 2 days off. They had a full practice yesterday. Oladipo got to practice with the team. So I think that's all going to help too. Like, let's see if, he's able to settle in, learn his teammates a little bit, get some feel out, all that type of stuff. So I like it tonight. You get to hear that game tonight here on 790 The Ticket. 8 o'clock tip-off, 6:45 pregame show. Zazzle will get you going. Busy sports night. We got the Panthers tonight, which I will believe you'll be able to hear on the Joe. Like, there's not some unknown Canes game that I don't know about. Is there, Robbie?
There's no Canes baseball. Not unknown.
Twitcher made a good point. I'm looking forward to seeing Oladipo and John.
Yep, me too.
By the way, Trevor for the 203, white home uniforms tonight. Regular uniforms, no wax. So I'm going to be watching.
So that means
I'm watching.
You really nicknamed them the Wax?
Please don't call them the Wax.
It's not just the Heat. Every NBA team has a WAC uniform. Has
So
multiple
the
WACs.
you've changed the city edition to the WAC, WAC edition.
Yes, and any NBA game. It's not my boycott is
So,
not.
so you don't even like the purple and pink ones?
The purple, no, the Heat, no.
No, he likes the Heat, the Vice jerseys up until
The
this
Vice,
year.
Yeah, but
now he thinks they look like Trix yogurt.
Yeah, they do, and it's a problem with the entire NBA. And the Heat is able to stave off for 4 years wearing a whack uniform, and now eventually they run out of ideas. There's nothing anybody could do. It's nobody's fault. They just keep getting pressured and force feed new uniforms now. And this is what
I'll tell you one thing. You know what made me happy with the trophy golds was seeing Joel Anthony with one. That made me happy. I love Joel Anthony. I love him. I love the Warden so much. When I saw them give him his number 50 trophy gold, I was like, damn, man, I love that. That makes me happy. Good for him.
He would help.
The Warden? Oh, block your ass. Oh, that'd be great.
Big.
You don't think that would help in the paint?
I mean, he was 6'9". He wasn't a very big guy.
But he does have
but it's not. It's the mentality. You don't have anybody on. Look, everybody on the team that's on the court has a number of responsibilities. Joel Anthony's responsibility was defend the rim. That's it. Everybody else will do all the other stuff. You get rebounds. If you get your points, it's going to be from getting putbacks.
Somebody says, by the way, at our MMA draft, I'd pick Chase Hooper. We had Chase Hooper in when he was fighting in Titan FC. The dream. He's not the dream. When we had him in, he was 19. He was the teenage dream. Wow. Chase Hooper's striking is a little bit suspect. And you know what's funny is he looks just like Ben Askren's son, as he's pointed out. But he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's strangling ass. I mean,
But that's just it. When you have a guy who specializes in that, and then you take him out of the element and say all you can do is box, how much training is going to be required for him to be a competent boxer?
I don't know. Well, Freddie Roach took him under his wing, so we'll see.
Okay.
I feel like Freddie Roach is.
Guess what? guess what? You could be coached by Bill Belichick. You still gonna suck as a football player.
Oh man, I feel like, could you imagine? Could we get like Bill Belichick to dial up like a celebrity play for like a flag football game, Leroy? Well, big action tonight. Heat, Grizz, Marlins, Redbirds, Sandman on the Hill, Panthers, Hurricanes. It's all happening for us tonight. We'll react to it all tomorrow. Hope everybody has a great rest of your Tuesday, and we will talk to you in the morning on Wednesday.